said that the land of Valisthea is blessed in the light of the Mother Crystals. And that it was this light which finally led our forebears out of the darkness.
So the demo for Final Fantasy 16 came out on Monday. The topic of discussion in this video will be, is the game worth the price? And my overwhelming answer is 1000% hell yes. And here's why. Since Final Fantasy 16 was announced, I've seen the mini trailers for this game. When I finally had a chance to play it and see it in action for myself, I was blown away off the bat with the graphics. There were times where I had to stop and just take it all in. I felt the same way about Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, and look forward to the second part of that game.
We don't have time for this. All hell is about to break loose. Time to move.
Now, graphics are just like a pretty face. They're aesthetically pleasing, but how are the meat and potatoes of the game? So let's get into that. There's a small tutorial not too far into the beginning of the game. Will help you get your feet wet, but once you go out to your first little mission and actually start fighting, you'll get a sense of what the action combat is going to be like. Myself, I'm a fan of the fast-paced combat, and it reminds me somewhat of Devil May Cry or some of the newer God of War elements when it comes to fighting.
Forevermore.
Goblins. So the reports were true.
Next, I want to bring something up that most people don't talk about, and that's the active time lore, or ATL for short, not to be confused with the Hot Lana. But in the demo, you get a brief introduction of the ATL, which is something that I've never heard of, but I kind of dig it. You know, especially if you're into the lore of a game, either Final Fantasy or any other game. Now, the lore tidbits that you start out with are about the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, Elwyn Rosfield, the castle that you're in. They also talk about the Iron Kingdom, and of course the Mother Crystals. Let's talk story time. Just a little bit from the demo, I can tell that the story is going to be a grade A Final Fantasy story from Square Enix. Now, I know that they drew a lot of inspiration from the Game of Thrones series, and it definitely shows. I'm trying my best not to look too much into the story past the demo, as I'd like for it to be a surprise, but it's one that I cannot wait to experience myself. I'm also very excited to see the character development and any twists or turns in the story that I'm already theory crafting about.
Rise, my friends.
Welcome home, Father.
Thank you, Joshua. You are well, I trust.
Yes, Father. Much better. Today, June and I went to the Bailey to watch Clive's spa.
Is that so?
The capital rejoices at your safe return, Your Grace.
War is coming, my boy. We must make ready.
Some closing comments I'd like to say is, if you're a fan at all of the Final Fantasy series, this will wholeheartedly be worth the money. Myself, I'm going for the physical deluxe version because I'm a nerd like that, or a fanboy, whatever you want to call it. If you've watched this far, I hope that you liked my first real video and would love for you to either give a like and or a comment. Thanks for watching and much love, y'all.
My thanks. you coward!